to you guys. I was getting my blood drawn to see what cycle day I was on, or if I was on my period. And then the day after that, I was going in for like my 2-hour blood glucose test and everything like that. So, let me just go back to that day. That was about a month ago, maybe less. And it took a while to get my blood tests back. It was about 2 to 3 weeks before I heard anything back. And everything came back perfect. I do not have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which I was 100% sure of. And I do not have anything like endometriosis or anything like that. My thyroid is amazing. Everything was perfect. Now, there was one thing that they were a little bit worried about, and that was my 2-hour glucose test, which I kind of figured that might be something that might come back not as good as it should, being a plus size girl and everything like that. So I was kind of bummed about that, and I was really upset with myself. I called my husband up really upset, and I'm like, I can't believe I let myself get this far to where they're saying that I am just about pre-diabetic. And that really scared me. And that kind of lit a fire under my butt to get things rolling and everything like that. So my doctor, my fertility specialist, suggested I get in with just like a regular family doctor to see what plans they want to put me on as far as controlling the pre-diabetes and things like that. And I've known for a long time that I should probably cut back on carbs, which does turn into sugars and things like that. So I've really been limiting that. On a high day, I'll eat 100 grams of carbs, but on a good low day, 50 grams. Those are my goals. Yeah, that's that. So I did see a regular family doctor. Me and my husband, we needed to establish one anyway. And she did go ahead and put me on metformin, which I kind of suspected. And then she wants me to continue with my weight loss and go back in 3 months and do another 2-hour blood glucose test. So that's what we're doing. And I'm working on it. I'm working on losing the weight. We're going to join a gym next week. No, actually this weekend. So I can start going. I've been walking. I have an Apple Watch. I don't have it on now. But that really keeps me motivated and things like that. So I was nervous that my doctor wasn't going to want to see me after that, because he did say, it's not smart for me to get pregnant right now, which I completely agree with. But we're still doing our testing. I mean, even my family doctor, I know I'm everywhere today. Even my family doctor, she was like, your blood work is amazing. You're healthy. Just lose some weight, even 10% of your weight. And I don't see why you can't be pregnant, within the next few months. So that's very uplifting, to know that I do have a bunch of people on my side. My nurses at the fertility doctor, they're amazing. My doctor, he's amazing, very gentle. And I like that. So that was that with the blood work, just working on that, losing the weight, and hopefully I won't have to be on this metformin for long. Sorry, I keep on looking up at my computer. I'm making sure, I work from home, making sure I don't get a call or anything like that while I'm making this video. So after that, we had already planned and scheduled, I got a saline, a hysteroscope, a saline ultrasound, which I thought, I was really nervous. I punished myself, and no, I don't want to say punish myself. I really kind of tortured myself with watching videos on other people's experiences and things like that. But mine wasn't that bad. My hysteroscope did take a little bit longer. He was, like I said, he's very gentle and very soft-spoken, but I could kind of tell that he was a little frustrated with me because I was very tense, and I probably shouldn't have watched all of those videos, but I was very tense, and, the little forceps or whatever we call them kept on falling out and things like that. And then he was like, your anatomy is a little different. It's very deep. And I'm like, is that a bad thing? He's like, no, it's not a bad thing as far as your fertility goes, but it's just kind of hard for me to kind of maneuver the scope and everything like that. But when we got in there, I kind of noticed that something wasn't right because the hysteroscope should only take about 10 minutes. Mine was about 30 minutes. And I was looking at the screen because it's like life. It's not like a regular ultrasound. You can actually, it's in color. You can see everything. And I noticed like a poofy layer. First, I'll say that my fallopian tubes did look clean or clear. So that was good. But I noticed this like cloud, like pillowy stuff. I didn't know what it was, and I was like, okay, this is really weird. And he kept on wiggling the scope around and things like that. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I didn't want to ask any questions because he was working. So after about 15, 20, 30 minutes, he was finished, and he's like, okay, you have a lot of uterine lining on your endometrium. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go ahead and take a biopsy just to make sure there isn't anything that's cancerous or anything like that, precancerous. But he explained to me it looked like it was from not having regular cycles. So and it was around my uterus. So my uterus wasn't shedding like it should. So I had a thick layer of endometrium, is what he called it, around my uterus because I guess I was never ovulating like I thought I was, or having a cycle like I thought I was. I mean, I really thought I was bleeding, and I guess it was just, I don't know what it was. So my nurse took me back to the room, and she was like, don't worry about anything. You're doing great. She's like, we just got to make sure we get that to shed. So I let her know that I was on birth control because they put me on birth control because they needed my 3-day labs, which we never got done because I was in training. So they put me on birth control so I could start my period so we can do the 3-day labs. So she called me. She was like, we're just going to go ahead and take you off the birth control. We're going to put you on Provera. And she was like, I want to let you know that, and me and the doctor, we kind of just want to let you know that we're putting you on 2 pills a day for 21 days, which is very extensive. And she was like, and you're going to have the period from hell. It's going to be very heavy. So she was like, make sure your husband stocks up on pads, tampons, and things like that. Because you're going to be one grouchy woman. You're going to be probably in a lot of pain and very crampy. And yeah, so they have me on 2 pills of prometrium, or the estrogen, or progesterone, I'm sorry, is what they have me on for 21 days. I've been taking it now for probably 4 or 5 days, and I am definitely seeing a difference. Definitely a lot of shedding, and I haven't even started my cycle yet, but there's definitely a lot of shedding going on, especially on my left side, like my left ovary. I get a lot of cramping on that side. So, and I think that's where most of the shedding is happening right now. So it's definitely different. It's not fun. I'm going through pads like crazy. And like I said, I'm not even on my period yet. It's not like a full cycle. It's just, and this might be a little TMI, it's just a lot of blood clots, or they look like blood clots, but I'm pretty sure it's the uterine lining that's shedding. And it's nasty. It's not fun. So that's basically what I've been going through right now. Next Wednesday, we're going to do another transvaginal ultrasound to see how things are going there. And then after the 21 days, I think I'm going in for another hysteroscope, which I'm kind of nervous about, but I'm prepared better than I was last time. I'll be able to relax a little bit more. So yeah, that is just a quick little update that I wanted to share with you guys. I know it's been a while, and I said I was going to try to update often. It's been kind of boring up until now, up until we started doing a lot of things. So I would like to come on and start making some weight loss videos. I talked to my doctor because she asked me if I had any like diet plans that I had in mind, and I said, well, I'm really interested in the ketogenic or the paleo diet. And she was like, those are really extreme. I'm not saying not to do those, but, usually with those diets, they're really high in fat and things like that. So it's really extreme. She said you could just do, the dummy way, by sectioning off your plate where the whole, I don't know what I'm talking about. Basically what she's saying, you could just limit your portions, eat less, carbs, and if you do eat bread, make sure it's whole grain bread, which I can do. I like whole grain bread anyway, so that's not an issue with me. So I'm definitely noticing a bit of weight loss. It's probably not in pounds like I expected. I've only been on the metformin. Oh, I don't know if I said that. I got put on metformin. I've only been on it it'll be a week on tomorrow that I've been on it. And I hear that metformin is supposed to help you lose weight, which I don't know. And I haven't had any bad side effects with the metformin. I've heard people say that they're like strapped to the toilet and things like that. I haven't had that, probably because I'm only taking one pill a day for now. I think next week I start taking 2 pills a day. But I haven't had really bad side effects or anything like that. I've noticed that I don't have an appetite. So that's one thing I have noticed. But one thing I have noticed with me taking the progesterone is that my face has been clearing up quite a bit. I know it doesn't kind of look like it, but I've noticed that. I've also noticed a lot of the facial hair is going away. So I really do think that once I do lose the weight that I need to lose, I will get pregnant. It's still my goal to have a baby by the end of this year, to be pregnant. Well, not have a baby by the end of this year, but be pregnant by the end of this year. And I know it can happen. I'm just very excited about what's to come. I'm ready for my body to be back to normal. I noticed that I'm a little moody since being on all of this, but it's for a good cause. It's for my family, and I'm very excited. So, yeah, that is it. I've taken up 13 minutes of your time, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. But that was just my quick update. If you want to follow me outside of YouTube, I'll post my social media below. So you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.